So thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And my name is Arhan. I'm a proud member of the International Education Policy Cohort. So when I entered the IEP program last fall, I thought I knew what really mattered in the field of international education policy. Coming from India, having seen the complexity of a large education system, I thought, that we need more research. There's such a dearth of good evidence that can support policies in education. And so I thought more rigorous research of a higher quality would be really useful and important. But I wasn't completely sure. And here I have to make a confession, it's a slight secret. So as an undergraduate student, I studied physics, and I used to idolize Einstein. I still do. And whenever I had a problem or I needed a clarification, I used to see what he had to say, if there was anything that I could learn from him, and usually it was true. And while this might not be as true now, I looked around, and sure enough, the great man did have something to say. So theory is when you know everything but nothing works. Practice is when everything works but nobody knows why. We've put together theory and practice. Nothing is working and nobody knows why. So while research and more of it is really important, I think there's something more. It's necessary but not quite sufficient. There's more to the story.
So Arhan, hi guys, my name is Kevin, and I'm also part of IEP. And so, before I came here to HGSE, I was a dancer. And not that kind of dancer. I don't have abs of steel. But I was a Kathak dancer. And Kathak is a classical Indian dance form that originated in northern India in the Mughal courts. And it brings together fast footwork, complex rhythms, facial expressions, and graceful movements to weave extremely provocative stories. So a few nights ago, Arhan and I were talking about, what are we really going to talk about here? And I asked the question, what are we about? What is the narrative of the international education field? Just like a Kathak dancer brings together so many disparate elements, we're looking at how do we bring together all these different viewpoints, all these different interests together into one coherent story. So the question tonight is, what really matters? And for us in international education, well, for us it's a question. What's our story?
Now, there was no way Kevin and I could answer this question alone. And so we decided to get by with a little help from our friends in the IEP cohort. And we went around the ed school with a camera and a question. What really matters to you in the field of international education? And we have a glimpse here a small glimpse of some of the different perspectives. Sound is. Sorry, Cecilia.
Go. I don't know what to say. Students. Motivating students to learn. Reconocer, valorar y respetar la diferencia.
Empowering students with the skills and knowledge they need to pursue meaningful careers.
성장의 발판.
Focus on your local context and not international contests.
国際教育のためには子ども志向であること、子どもを中心に考えることは大事だと思います。
Supporting a local vision without imposing our own.
เราต้องเข้าใจและเอาใจใส่คนอื่น
Early childhood education.
رأيي صواب يحتمل الخطأ ورأي غيري خطأ يحتمل الصواب.
हमें अपने शिक्षकों पर भरोसा रखना होगा और उनका समर्थन करना होगा.
So from these vignettes, we see certain values: optimism, honesty, and humility. And they form the foundation of our collective narrative in the international education field. But it's also really important to understand that even though we're in different programs, 13 of them here in HGSE, we also have a role to play in international education. Whether you're developing innovations in TIE or having insights in MBE, they all could be scaled globally, and you're part of our collective international field.
And as we move forward into the post-2015 agenda for international education, with a focus on student learning and the quality of the schooling experience, we believe that it's really important that we all come together to start building this common narrative, this story that unites us, that helps us bridge these differences between researchers and practitioners and policymakers, between rich and poor, local and global, urban and rural, community and school. And if we all want our students to really start writing their own stories, then I think it's really important that we start discovering our own. You know, a story that can give us a common sense of purpose.
So as we move in different directions this May into the for-profit sector, the non-profit sector, into policy, or even back to the classroom, we can't forget we're part of this larger field, this field of international education. And there's this African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And we all want to go far, so let's remember to go together. And part of that is about creating this collective narrative. And so we answer tonight's question with another question, which is, what really matters in international education? Well, what's really our story? Thank you.
Thank you.